Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Knack bringing you some more live tournament action. In ALT-jun, that is the All-League tournament, we are going to be watching BrDes versus Hulkster. This is Game 2. Oh, a little bit late off the start there for Hulkster, but did you see that? He split his units. Did you teach him that, Shakoi?
Oh yeah, 3-3. A little late, but, whatever. He'll get it down.
Your microphone is bugging out just a little bit, but what he was saying is that he absolutely did teach him that. The 3-3 split. And Shakoi is a fun guy to keep around. He will be casting this game with me as well. I think let's try again. Let's see if your microphone got fixed there.
What about now?
It's a little bit better.
I'm sorry to everybody out there in the live stream. If you want to pay for a new microphone, I guarantee you my voice is worth listening to.
You heard it. He is offering you guys the chance to buy him a new microphone. If I were you guys, I would jump right on that. That sounds like a great deal to me. And but we are going to be watching. This is MLG's Metalopolis, Game 2. So the pressure is on Hulkster right now to pull a win out. And I can tell that Shakoi's microphone is now working properly. So we will let him introduce Hulkster just a little bit more and tell us what you think you'd like to see going into this game too.
Well, I'd like him to think back. Again, take a moment when you're playing and go, what am I doing wrong? And I think he needs to get that scout earlier. He needs to set himself up for the mid game. He's probably going to do the same strategy that he did last game, which is fine. It's practice. But I have to anticipate that BrDes is going to also see that and just defend like normal. So it's interesting to see a gold player, how he'll react versus a bronze. Who knows?
Right. Well, your microphone bugged out again. But I think we can hear you a little bit okay. You sound like a robot. But
madness over here at the Chick-fil-A house.
You know what it almost sounds like, which is funny to me, is it almost sounds like Microsoft Sam. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Microsoft Voices.
Yeah.
It kind of sounds like Microsoft Sam. So I'm not entirely sure we've got Shakoi with us at all, to be honest.
This is a good time to let players know if you get angry playing this game, do not throw your headset, don't rip your headset. You will be very sad to find that your headset no longer works properly.
So these technical difficulties aren't really technical at all. This comes down to mechanics. This is called rage quitting too often.
Definitely. Good chrono boost on the core. Love it. Good pro production. BrDes looks like doing the same thing. Is going to go quick Marauder. This is an easier map to do a 4-gate on, so whether or not he's able to do that, we'll see.
Yep. And now he didn't scout up there. I hope that he understands that because his probe did not go in the base, that means that is walled off. So he is now scouting in the incorrect direction, Hulkster is, and I'm wondering whether or not he's going to figure that out. What do you think?
I think he probably had it on a rally point.
Oh yeah, he definitely did.
And he didn't even notice that base is over there.
Yeah. So he really hasn't scouted his opponent yet. And look at it, now he's headed over to the next base.
He just wants to be sure. You never know. Terran could always fly command center.
Well, that's true. He could have taken the gold right off. I've seen plenty of Terran players fly their command center right over to the gold expansion on this map. Have you dealt with that very much?
No, but
it can be so frustrating. Oh my goodness, because you scout all 3 bases and you're like, wait a second, I just scouted all 3 bases. And you're like, oh man, don't tell me that they're going straight for the gold, and then you're stuck having to rush into gateway units, to try and take them down. Otherwise, they get such a superior economic advantage on you so fast.
Oh, I can imagine.
Frustrating. So frustrating.
That must be those evil master Terrans with their tricky ideas.
You know what? I haven't ever seen a master level do it, but I've seen plenty of gold and platinum level players do it very effectively.
So what's going to happen here is BrDes has the control tower. So if we went to his cam, he's going to see a probe. If I was him, I'd go kill the probe.
Ooh, down he goes.
So recommendations I can say for Hulk, I think his idea is to get the proxy pylon close to the base off the bat. You probably want to put your proxy pylon further away to get your units there, and then worry about once you've attacked to get that next proxy pylon closer to the base.
Yeah, that's a great point. Another thing that you can do on this map, especially when you're in such short spawn locations like this, is at the ramp or cliff here. You can see where I'm pinging.
Mm-hmm.
You can build a proxy pylon on the high ground. It's not really a proxy pylon, and then warp in units on the low ground. That saves them having to walk all the way around that cliff, which puts them relatively close, and you don't even have to move a probe out of your base to do that. So that can be a pretty useful thing to do. But you can see Hulkster now going straight for an expansion.
Needs to get some probes in his gas and start making more probes, or else that expansion's not going to do very well.
Yeah, I mean, looking at his units tab, he is still at 18 probes, which means he went for a 19 probe 4-gate and has forgotten to produce probes at this point.
And I think this is just something that happens with bronze players. They get into this category of, I have all this money I can spend,
Right.
but it's like you're not supposed to have that money.
Right.
So what are you doing wrong? I mean, you don't need 5 gates in a robo right now because you don't have the probes to support that.
Exactly. And then, I mean, he's supply blocked right now and chrono boosting his Nexus at the same time. And those are just little things, you know, that, I mean, anybody can make that mistake, but very rarely will you see the higher level players making that mistake. So
good second expansion by BrDes. Good example. He does have enough probes to support 2 bases right now. So, you know, it's just interesting to see the difference.
Yep. And I like that he uses his mules right off the bat on the expansion. You want to start mining that expansion harder than your main. The goal is to always keep your main mining as long as you possibly can without hurting your income. So pretty good stuff, though. I mean, I would definitely say BrDes is in a commanding position in this matchup thus far. Hulkster does have a pretty decent sized army here, though.
Yeah, but I mean, without some sentries in the mix, I mean, I just love sentries, and I got to give it up for Tox Lonely for teaching me that. But I just love sentries.
Yeah. Oh man, I'd say probably the best spellcaster in this whole game. Except, well, I mean, I'll put right up there next to him though the Infestors. The Infestors are a great spellcaster as well.
Definitely.
But the paving blocking, it's just such a beautiful spell, that force field. It really can change the dynamic of a battle so very quickly. And if used correctly, I mean, you can put yourself from a behind position into a very commanding, way ahead of your opponent position.
So if I was going to look at the mindset of Hulkster, I'm building an immortal, but I don't know what my enemy has. So I'm wasting a lot of money on an army that I don't know necessarily if I need. He
Right.
does need it because I can see, because I am spectating, but if I was playing this game, I don't know that. So, you know, to anyone out there learning, just remember, build an observer and get your scouting done and see what kind of position you're in.
Right. And looks like we are going to have a drop here fairly soon from BrDes. He has got a medevac ready and waiting. It's got 2 Marauders, 4 Marines, and it looks like he is going to be heading out here. So I'm expecting this drop to go relatively well in the back of Hulkster's base. It's going to come down to reaction time. And I mean, how do you see Hulkster's reaction time? Since you've been playing with him, I mean, is it pretty good?
Oh, well, I don't know. I don't see it going very good. I'll agree with you on this. This is going to be painful. But, yeah, it just comes down to scouting.
Right.
He built 2 pylons at his north base. You probably only need 1 there, and then you would probably want to put 1 probably behind where his Robotnik's bay is, you know, just as a scout, and always look at your mini-map.
Yep, and this is about to be a 2-pronged attack. BrDes is going to be moving his main army out, and he is probably going to do that drop at the same time that he does this forward attack, I guess, you know, the full frontal attack. But at the same time, he's expanding to the gold behind this as well. So very, very aggressive play all the way around from BrDes so far this game, really, when it comes down to it.
And
Aggressive
even though
macro, if that's
his minerals are very high still, I mean, they're way lower than what Hulkster's is. So
yeah, that's true. Usually about at least half of what his opponent's got.
At least we know they're both going to get supply blocks, so
Yeah.
they won't be able to build any more units.
Yep. And there goes the drop. Now Hulkster reacted to the drop very well, but as you can see, the main army now just took out his expansion, and he's deciding to block the ramp, which isn't a bad idea at this point. Is that what you expected to see from Hulkster there?
Yeah, I mean, he can't think at this point I'm screwed, because really he didn't have the money to support a second expansion yet anyway. So it's not a complete loss. Just get all your guys back on your main and push.
Yeah.
You know, you have such a large army right now that he could honestly, I think he could win this game if he pushed.
Right. Yeah, I mean 3 immortals is a pretty decent size for an army, and that is a lot of stalkers, man.
He just needs to go. I mean, I wish there's some way that I could just close my eyes and tell him this telepathically, but
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, because sometimes it's painful to watch. You can see, I mean, he's at 15 probes, just barely now starting to produce more probes, and he's chrome boosting those out, which isn't a bad idea. Obviously, he's got to get back into the game economically as well, but I mean, his window for opportunity is definitely about to disappear.
he just needs to say, you know what, I'm very behind. I need to make a stand and get myself back in this game. The only way that you're going to do that is if you are able to hit your opponent where it hurts. And maybe that's at the gold line, maybe that's directly in the middle of his natural, but the longer he waits, the harder it's going to be, especially against a Terran player.
Yep, and now he's gearing up to do, looks like either some elevator play into the back of the base or something, but he has got 6 medevacs almost fully loaded, except one of them doesn't have any in there. So a little misclick there, but the rest of the army right underneath. He's going to be, right, I mean, he's going to, and look at his supply count, 145. His army is getting very, very scary. He does have the +1 attack already done. Oh, look at this. He looks like he is going to go for a drop. Oh, man. I'd say Hulkster definitely going to be in a lot of trouble here because BrDes is going to annihilate his economy this time.
I agree. That's too bad.
Yep.
A lot of good learning tips that he can learn from this, though.
Yeah. He's gearing up to do, I mean, it's a 2-pronged attack. Again, he looks like he'll attack the front side and the back side at the same time. Quite a bit more on the back side this time. BrDes says passive game.
Way too passive. For that big of an army.
Yeah, they are pretty big armies. I mean, we should see, I mean, BrDes is nearly maxed out right now. Here comes the attack at the front, and those units are just the decoys, keeping those, look at, and then if you look in the main, that drop is killing Hulkster's economy. Oh my goodness, all those probes are almost gone. He's down to 5 probes now. And he's definitely going to have to try and base trade here. Oh, nope, he's turning back.
Not smart.
Not smart. Best chance would have been for him to try and base trade. But it is what it is. I'd say definitely probably a good game at this point. There's almost no way Hulkster can come back.
Well, he is the last person from that clan in the tournament, and at least they made it. I mean, congrats to all. I think 4 of them all played their matches, so
Yep.
that's something to pat your back about.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, those guys are serious about playing, and that's what we like to see. And I think that's why they are. You know, it's so much fun to hang out with them. They just want to play, and we love having other people around that just want to play. There's the GG from Hulkster. Always a gentleman. You gotta love that. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for coming out. BrDes, congratulations. You will be moving on in the tournament. We wish you all the luck. We'll see you guys next time.